Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Candidates Board of Education edition for East Brunswick. Today, we are sitting with Dr. Liwu Hong. He is currently running for a 3-year seat for the Board of Education. He currently sits on the Board of Education, and our interview today, the sole purpose is to hear what he has to say about the school district and his vision for the school district if he is reelected to his place on the board. Anything he says is of his own volition and of his own opinion. It has nothing to do with the actual board or their opinion. It has nothing to do with my opinion, and I do not endorse Liwu Hong or anyone else we are interviewing currently for this Meet the Candidate series. So I want to thank you today for coming, Dr. Liwu. Thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy. So you've been on the board since 2016, correct?
Yes, 2017. I
Since
was first
2017.
elected in 2016.
Okay.
First, Nick, thank you very much for this opportunity. Anything I will say here is for my own opinion. Nothing is on the behalf of the board. I have no authority. I have no power to speak on the Board of Education, and it's solely for my own behalf as a taxpayer, as East Brunswick residents, as a East Brunswick Board of Education candidate. I want to make it very clear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been on since 2017. What has that been like, actually?
Well, I was first jumped to the pool, tried to get a seat in 2016. And at that time, we possibly have 6 or 7 candidates. One candidate dropped off, and I won the most vote. My second term was 2019. I won with the most vote again, and my third term was 2022, and I won second to the most vote. Now it's time for me to run again. The sole purpose for me to do this time is East Brunswick is in a very critical transitional time. I just want to make sure this town, this school district can take advantage of this critical opportunity for our future, not just for the school district, it's for the entire community, because we will have a new superintendent on board very quickly. That is very critical time. That's the sole reason for me to run again.
So you've been on multiple committees throughout your time on the board. So I think you've ran curriculum. I think you've done technology, correct?
Yes.
And transportation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is something you're most proud of during your time running on these committees? Maybe what is something that you wanted to work on that maybe you didn't necessarily get to or is still in the works?
Well, the board set up different committee for different tasks. For example, the board president can set up a committee with a few 2 or 3 board members and the administrators, and for certain committee, a few residents, East Brunswick residents, are invited. For example, I was a committee chairperson for East Brunswick Transportation Committee, and I was the president for the Technology Committee. Unfortunately, those 2 committee were eliminated. And then I'm the chairperson for Curricular Committee, which most important committee, in my opinion. But every committee is important, but Curricular Committee has most impact to our school district. The committee has a periodical meeting. So when a special issue came up, we will have special meeting. But the committee didn't make any decision. The result of the committee meeting is the committee recommend a possible resolution, a possible decision to this entire board, and the board discuss the recommendation and then make the decision if the board will adapt or will not adapt the committee's suggestion.
Are there any suggestions that some of your committees made that you're really proud of that they implemented or you wish they implemented?
I first want to thank our staff. The staff are working with different committees are great. They are really dedicated. There are multiple. I'm proud of the so many decisions the committee recommended and the board adapted. For example, in approximately 2019, the technology committee come up with the idea one-to-one device for all students for multiple reasons. Number one, the new technology is coming up. Students likely to do better with their own device. They can do search and they can do homework online, and the board finally adapt that recommendation. So every kid in our school district had its own device, Chromebook, laptop. In 2019, the COVID hit. We were so lucky every student has a device. We transfer from in-person teaching to online teaching without any interruption. So many school districts got caught. They don't have device ready. And at that time, even they couldn't buy device, even they have the budget, because the supply chain got into trouble.
I know. I was in North Brunswick at the time, and we didn't have full one-to-one integration yet. And then when that hit, that was actually quite a task, especially get Chromebooks to people's schools. Like literally, there were people driving Chromebooks.
At that time, it's impossible for any school district to purchase large quantity of the device for their students and their staff. So we were so ready, and that people in this entire state came to us, asked why. As board the committee chairperson, at that time, I was the only board member with a scientific background. So, and I give my input. For example, I suggest that when we put the router around in every school building, let's do a calculation for the bandwidth. Because I told the technology director that when so many devices online and so many people are downloading, are using the bandwidth at the same time, we must put a big enough router there. At current, looking forward, I anticipate more devices will be added. So at that time, I told the board, the technology director said, if at this moment, if the bandwidth is used for more than 50%, which means in future it will be saturated very quick, we need a bigger one.
Yeah.
I told them, don't play catch-up games.
No.
Let's every dollar spent wisely for our children teachers. So another example is maybe you remember of some. East Brunswick used to have 3 tiers bus transportation in the morning, one for elementary, one for middle school, and one for high school. The problem was the high schoolers must get up approximately 6 to catch the school bus and go to school. And then the second level is middle schoolers, and then third level is elementary students. So after a lot of calculation, a lot of research, the transportation committee came up with the idea that let's consolidate. Let's make 2 layers for multiple benefit and consideration. Number one, if we postpone the high school bus to the middle school level, the high schoolers can have possibly 45 minutes more sleep. And then we consolidate. So the most of the route will have more ridership, which is more economically way to handle the transportation. Since then, I believe is 2019, East Brunswick switched from 3-layer transportation to 2 layers. Now with everyone is enjoying the 2 layers transportation, but I really doubt if anyone remember or even appreciate the transportation committee made that decision. As the chairperson for the transportation committee, I suggest, and I believe my suggestion was adopted by the committee and is still working. I want to increase our own bus fleet for multiple reasons. Number one, I suggest the school district should have enough bus to transport school students from one building to another one in case of emergency. For example, we have about 25 students and teachers in high school. God sake, something went terribly wrong. We need our own bus on call can transport the student to a safe place. So, number two, ownership of bus means a lot to our students, the riders. The contract bus drivers, they don't care who is riding the bus. They just finish the job and then they leave. When you have a need, you got call, somebody says, no, I'm sorry, I already left. I'm so sorry, I'm sick. This causes a lot of interruption. So that's why I suggest the school district should increase the bus fleet.
Comparatively, I remember when we used to do, and I say we as in like just educationally as a society in New Jersey, used to have in-house substitutes. The substitute, I remember the substitute. I literally saw the same sub every other day because they were within the school district body and they would get called by a person. And then they outsourced it to other people. I am finding that actually outsourcing it to a company causes a lot more issues because you don't have people who are vested in the school district that might be just like townspeople that are like, oh, I need an extra gig and I would like to work for the school district. I remember this older retired man who, Mr. Friends, he was always there, but he would make sure people get their work done. He was a fixture of the school, but he was a substitute. And I saw similar issues
with the bus driver.
Yeah, with a bus driver who's not part of the school district. They don't care. They're not.
They don't have the ownership.
Yeah.
They don't care. When my children, every day when they board on the bus, just about 1 hour ago, I know that bus driver is East Brunswick employee. So she remember every rider's name. So the students fall in love with her because my children, and I believe many other children, they always forgot something on the bus. And second day, the student can retrieve it.
Yeah.
Because the bus know which children on the bus, which this stuff belongs to which person. If the contract bus, maybe this bus will be used for another school district tomorrow. It's no way for the children can enjoy same bus, same driver. Of course, they cannot retrieve the thing they lost. They lost, but they laugh. They increase their emotional anxiety on the daily basis. So that's why we need to increase our bus fleet. We need employ the bus driver, make them take the ownership, make them part of East Brunswick public school.
Yeah, part of the team.
So that is very critical. And I believe the administration team is still making effort to reach certain level to increase our bus fleet to fulfill our own need for multiple reasons.
Yes.
Okay.
So you were talking about the superintendent. We're going to be hiring a new superintendent soon. I think we accelerated the process actually, right? What was the motivation in accelerating the process for finding a new superintendent, and what kind of leadership qualities are you looking for in this person?
Well, as a current board member, I just make my statement is for myself, not on the board. I personally don't agree with you respectfully. We're not as accelerated intentionally. We just didn't waste any time for multiple considerations. Number one, looking around South Brunswick, North Brunswick, East Brunswick, Old Bridge, Piscataway, Monroe, Spotswood, we are all looking for new superintendent at the same time.
Mm.
The pool is fixed. The candidate pool is fixed. You either grab the one or you grab the leftovers.
Yeah.
So that for this philosophy, we didn't waste any time. So I want to thank every board member. They sacrificed their own time. They had all kind of special meetings. They did all kind of homework. So I'm proudly say we didn't waste any time, but we didn't intentionally accelerate this process. Okay. We didn't waste any time. As new superintendent, I'm a business owner just like you. When I hire somebody, I want that person is all rounders. He or she can do everything for me. Whatever I want, he or she should do it with high quality. When we're looking for superintendent, of course, we want an all-round, high-quality leader who can fix everything, who can do everything in a split of a second. So the community come up with all kind of desire. So they end up with the leadership profile, which you can find. Everyone can find it on the school district website. Yep. For me, I'm living in reality. I'm not living in a dream. I don't believe we can find someone who can do everything. I have to focus the certain quality, which I believe is most important for us, for the community. Number one quality I want to have is community scale. Communication is almost everything nowadays, especially we have all kind of social media. People can say anything that person want without even bother to put their name there, even don't identify who he or she is. That causes a big challenge for the leader. That the leader must communicate with the school district, with the teachers, with the parents, with the normal taxpayer, with our children in school district, with the municipal leaders, and county leaders, and state leaders. So community communication skill is the number one.
So you think that, do you believe that's like their first focus? That should be their first focus when they come in?
Well, that is the quality. It's not the first task.
Okay.
I want that person with this quality and then to finish his or her task. So the communication skill, strong communication skill is number one quality I want that person to have. Second, I want a person has vision, future-looking vision. Why this is so important? Because this world is changing so quick, either socially or technically. 5 years ago, nobody even think about AI robots, right? Yeah. 10 years ago, nobody even talked about the cloud calculation. Nobody even knows this. So I anticipate in 5 years, most of the job will be something new we don't know at this moment. So that's the number one. Number two, the vision is not about the school. It's about the entire community. East Brunswick is very special. We only have school. We don't have large corporation. We don't have a mega warehouse. Everything is run with the school schedule. East Brunswick Public School District is the largest employer of the town. And of course, most our property tax goes to the school district. Yeah. I need that person with a vision, work with local municipality and the local government, not just short sight for school district only. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we only have one East Brunswick. School district is not separate from the township. Even school board and town council are separately elected, but They must work together. That is my opinion. I want this superintendent have the vision about the future of this town and outside the future of this school district. As I said, the future in 10 years, we even cannot imagine what it will be. But this person need to lead this school district for future to prepare our students for their future life, for the future job, for the future profession. So that's why I've really emphasized visionary leadership quality is critical. Of course, we can ask that person to have classroom experience, financial background, the skill to deal diversity, which is big issue for East Brunswick, right? But there are many qualities I want that person to have. My emphasis is number one, communication skill. Number two, visionary, forward-looking ability. Of course, if I have to say more, that person must help the really diversified community. Because East Brunswick, if I remember right, our children at home are speaking more than 80 different languages.
Yeah, when I worked in the school district for a short time, I didn't realize actually how diverse our school district is. Like being there. North Brunswick, where I worked for a long time, was the first most diverse school district in the state. Now it's number 2. Jersey City is number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a wide variety of children there, and religions and races.
Yes.
And and we have to help all populations. And that actually brings me to I want to ask, before we go into the next step with students, so what is the first task you think the superintendent should try and execute this year, in your opinion? What do you think is priority kind of number 1 for when they come in?
I think once this new superintendent on board, the first thing he or she must do is get to know current setup, get to know current high-level employees, such as directors, managers, assistant superintendents. Because it's not a small organization.
Yeah.
It's a huge organization with $200 million project. That person must know the current situation ASAP, no time to waste. And then that person must set up a 3-month short-term goal with the board. And then 6 months goal and 1 year and 3 years goal. The board need hold that person accountable, put those goals online.
Yeah, so they're out in the
and everybody can see that person doing the right job as scheduled, as planned, because we are paying that person no matter which person come in. Nowadays, the salary
it's huge. It's
will be high,
$270,000. That's a lot of money.
But as long as that person do a good job, he or she deserves the payment. Otherwise, that will be in huge trouble.
Yeah.
So that's when the goal setting, knowing the school district ASAP, and then set up the goals. Because you are the leader. You got to lead this community, the district. You must set up the goal, put it there, and then everybody can check out, hold you accountable. So that's let's go back to the quality of the new soup. If I have to go next one, there will be his ability and willingness to hold himself or herself accountable, and of course holding some other people accountable. Accountability is a big issue. Everyone is talking about for everything, but in our own situation, the superintendent has this ability to hold himself or herself accountable. That's why I want this superintendent put the goal online. People can check out constantly and monitoring. Then you got to work hard. If, of course, I really hope every goal can be reached timely without any delay. If unfortunately something really unanticipated happen, you got to give us a reasonable explanation. So that's the end up as a communication skill,
Yeah.
and the transparency issue, and that everyone stay on the same page.
How about I was looking back at some of your board stuff, and you discuss students a lot, and you talk about student support. And I think most recently you were talking about ESL students and ELL students, kind of being stuck in their programs for about 3 to 5 years. Why is that a concern for you? And what are you looking for in a change within our school district? You speak about like kids falling through the cracks, or are these the kids you're talking about?
Well,
You're
that's
talking about
different. That's
these are different.
different group
Okay.
of students.
We can talk about both.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fine.
let's do it one by one.
Yeah. ESL and ELL.
Yeah. And I came to this country when I was 28.
28.
Yes. At that time, I didn't speak any English. I even didn't hear people speak English to me. The way I learned English, I remember the entire Oxford Dictionary. It's a very bad way. Very bad way.
Well, I think you're doing good.
Okay. Language is a tool. So that is a tool for our students to learn math, to learn science, to learn social, to learn history. So when this student come to our school district, if the school does the evaluation to say if they need a ESL, ELL program, if the student is categorized with that need, then the school district will provide the program. The purpose for doing this is how this student can master the language ASAP. With good language skill, that student can easily deal with their math, deal with their science, deal with social, everything. So language is a very critical tool for our students, especially when they are not speaking English at home or when they just come to this country. So that's why if a student stay in this ESL or ELL program for a long time, which means clear, that student didn't make good progress enough to move him out of this program, which means this student for this long time, they still have language barrier to prevent that student from learning other subjects. That's why I'm kind of very worried. I want school teachers to provide language teaching assistant to help them master the language so they can freely learn other subjects. So that's the reason I'm really concerned. I want to help these students, even they are not, no matter how short they come to this country, no matter which language they speak at home, I want them can master English very quick. So they can have a win, they can fly.
Yeah.
So I think my concern is with the reason is.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it makes sense.
And as how to help these students. Then there is a next step. Once I identify this student, the school must provide resource. This could be an equity issue because those students may not have enough resources and they come from different background. The school must allocate enough teachers, resource, technology device to the student, and if needed, we have to do one-on-one.
Yeah, similar to special ed.
Yes,
Just like I worked in special ed for a long time. I worked with a lot of ESL population because sometimes they would come to us just because we work well with with that population. It's very similar in regards to teaching practices.
If we have to allocate the resources to do that. Without a language, there's no way any student can fly. Can master other subjects. This is very critical.
So, and that leads us into, aside from the ESL and ELL students that you're kind of putting a spotlight on, you were talking about students falling through the cracks. And if memory serves me, I think you were speaking about like middle school age range. Am I
Well,
correct?
it's not the middle school range. It's still in the middle of student
Oh, so the
performance
middle of
spectrum.
the student profile. So like
Yes.
not the highly academic or the special needs because they're already
Yes.
serviced pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
So
So for the high flyers,
yeah.
teacher just give them the direction. They will
Yeah,
fly.
teaching AP is
Yeah,
actually really
yeah,
easy because
yeah.
you can just put the book down. And
Yeah,
they're gonna learn.
they will fly by themselves.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
For this student with the 504 or
yeah,
IEP, state mandatorily
yes. They have no
requires
choice.
the school district provide the assistance, the teaching. This is not negotiable with
Yeah.
the state. It's mandatory.
Yeah, it's law.
But the student in the middle, they're not high flyers. They are not qualified with special ed, and then very easily ignored. They're flying not on the radar screen. They have they are stay there very quiet. It's very easy. They have very high risk to slip away, to get into trouble. And very unfortunately, this middle student in the middle is with a large number.
Yeah. How do we attack that population? In your opinion?
I think there are multiple ways we can approach this one. Number one, we need the teachers, the school district need to realize this is a real issue. We cannot ignore those students. Why I said we should realize this issue, because when people, the high flyer will be everywhere. People know that. The special need parents will monitor you very quick. Students fall in the middle. They just by themselves. Nobody cares. Nobody pay any attention. But as teachers, educators, we must realize those student bodies are very critical. They deserve our attention. And second, because there are large amount, there are many students in that spectrum, then how to help them? I will say, the best way is, I'm sorry, not the best way, a good way is group them together. Teachers provide a mentor kind of assistance. Let them connect with the adult. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot how to identify those students, the risk, their any risk. We need to constantly check out if they turn in the assignment timely.
Yeah.
If they absent constantly, or if they have any violence issue in school, if they're emotionally stable in school, and if all these things happen, which means this student is likely in trouble, or is likely will have trouble very quick. So we need to identify those students. In order to identify the student, teachers must work with each other. If this student in my class came in late multiple times, and in your class didn't turn in this assignment, we need to exchange the information. Then we will say this student is kindly either have emotional problem or financial problem or family change, or basically that person's body has a change.
Liwu, I'm going to provide a suggestion. So we used to have professional learning communities in North Brunswick, and they would only be with our department. What I found worked even better was actually the professional learning communities that were created in special ed. Because in special ed, I'm the English special ed teacher. So there's only one other person that kind of does what I do. And then there's another math person and a science person. And we all have the same students because we are all in the same population. So we kind of have these cohorts that come up together. So then what ends up happening is wait a minute. So Sienna's not doing your homework either, but she's doing your homework. And then we would end up having these actually really positive discussions about a kid. Because we each have different relationships with the kid.
Yes.
And then I can go, why aren't you doing Miss Iannucci's work? What's going on in the class? You do all my work. You always show up. What's happening? And then we actually addressed a lot of issues because we could all attack those issues with a kid on a personal level. Because sometimes Miss Iannucci may not connect with this kid, but I connect with them because they like English.
Yeah.
And then they may not connect with me because they hate English and love math. And we can at least advocate for each other, help each other, help ease some of the issues that might happen in a class, you know?
So that's why I suggest teachers exchange information about same student.
Yeah.
And then that will help the school to identify this student is at risk already or will have risk very quickly. So we need to identify the issue.
Yeah.
And then let's come back to how to help those people. I think the teachers is not, because this student in large number, we can form a club or a small group that provide a mentor to them, let them have a connection with their adult, with their teacher. Let them realize that they are not forgotten.
Yeah.
Okay. And then constantly, for teachers, constantly assign a leadership role to those students, not always giving the assignment to the high flyers.
Yeah.
And then rotate around. So let the student know that, number one, they're not forgotten. Number two, they can be a leader. There was an opportunity for them to be a leader.
Well, and high school is a weird time. I didn't shine in high school. I excelled in college, actually. That was, and some kids are late bloomers and just need a little bit of TLC, a little tender loving care to push forward. Aside from students, facilities, like our infrastructure. And I've said this before on other interviews, like, this is not an East Brunswick issue. This is actually a national and statewide issue. And when I talk to friends about this and stuff like that, I actually, I don't even know what to do anymore, because literally every school district is facing kind of this, I don't know if the overcrowding is going to stay an issue, because birth rates are lower and people are having less kids, but we're getting apartments that are coming in. So we are going to get a nice influx of people that are going to come. But like, how do we kind of deal with this overcrowding? I know Churchill has some issues because we still have the trailers. Like, what is our kind of plan on these things that are coming full steam ahead?
Well, TCU is hot topic for East Brunswick for a few years.
Yeah.
2 years, 3 years. High school, I was told that there was a newspaper talking about high school building in 1984.
Okay.
So at that time, people were talking about we need a new high school.
Yeah.
So those years have been there for long. As for TCU, at that time, I believe board did it with a reasonable planning, such as to have referendum no later than 2020, and the schedule was 2019. And once we have the referendum, then we will move on. But very unfortunately, COVID hit us, hit everyone, and the board was hijacked by certain unhappy things. The board couldn't do actually anything meaningful. So as for the high school, about 5 years ago, we were talking about the new high school. The budget was given to us, to the public, was $275 million.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, or less than 2 years ago, at one board meeting, the estimate was given to us in public, $400.
Like $500 million.
$85 million. If you go back to watch that recording, when I got this number, my reaction was, "Oh my God, you are giving me a number 485, not in thousand, it's in million." That was my real-time reaction. If you go back to that meeting number.
So how do we address this? If the play is not necessarily to build a new high school, because that's going to cost us maybe not 400 million, but 500.
No, it's definitely will be more than 500.
So what In your what do you think are next steps? Do we fix
okay.
our facilities? Do we add to them? Edison just keeps like adding buildings
Okay. So
to their stuff.
for this one, about 2 years ago, the high school seniors were ready to take the SAT. Sadly, in the morning, early morning, one pipe busted. That interrupted the SAT test. That forced closed high school for almost 10 days.
Yeah.
The emotional stress to those hundreds of students was huge. The interruption to the teaching, to the learning was huge. This is just one example. It turned out under the concrete flat, there are all kinds of pipes, gas pipe, water pipe, soil lines, cables, because this building was built piece by piece. The oldest one was, I believe, it's more than 80 years old. There's no blueprint. At that time, it's real.
I feel like when you buy an old house and you're like, I don't know what's going to be behind this wall, honey, when we tear this wall
So
down.
that's why, we hear stories, somebody bought a real old house, when they open the wall, there's all kinds of treasures there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But in reality, our high school there's no treasure. It's all kind of timing bombs.
Yeah, problems that you got to fix.
Yes. So this is just one example. And multiple years ago, there was very big transformer built underground. Somehow they dig it out, or PSE reached out to us. We realized, oh, gee, that's a huge monster was built there. We actually have serious problem for the high school building. And most of the part is 70 years old or even 80 years old. It's not air conditioned. And I believe that if average temperature now is maybe 2 or 3 degrees higher than 70 years ago.
Yeah.
And the school district has been putting money to fix it. We abandoned it for years after years. Now that even do the normal maintenance costs huge amount of money. So I'm not a construction specialist.
Yeah.
Okay, but I know that when certain things reach a tipping point, you got to do it. If reaching the tipping point, you still try to fix it, then your input will be a lot more, and the gain will be very minimal. So we are talking about 21st century education, but in the middle 20th century's building, it's not good. I strongly believe we own our student a new building.
Yeah. What do we do with the old one? Well, the property.
The old one, if we have to demolish it, we have to. I understand I'm paying a lot of tax, just like you are paying.
Yeah.
But I believe the building is in the tipping point now. It's time to make a decision. So it's not board's decision, but board have the final say, but it's the community's decision.
Yeah, to push to do that.
If the entire community says, okay, we don't want new building, then we don't have new building.
Yeah.
And if community believe we can renovate the current building, then the school district will do it. But the problem, think about it, high school building, you know more than I know, has a nickname, terminal building, just like airport terminals.
Yeah.
If we try to renovate it, we have to do it
in stages.
One section after another section. And then for one section, think about the supply chain issue, think about the work efficiency where everyone is experiencing now.
Well, it's like remodeling your house and living in it.
And then we need remove all those time bombs, all kinds of old pipes, lines, and then it's just like a building a new one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we only can do one section after another section. One section Can we finish it in 1 year? Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay. And then the 10 sections, how long will this process will last?
Yeah.
How many students, I anticipate entire generation of our students will learning in a construction site, facing noise, dusting, possibly asbestos issue.
Yeah, because this place was built a
In
while
the
ago. So
90s,
I'm pretty confident there's stuff behind there that's like,
the asbestos.
yeah,
asbestos,
egregiously against coding.
Yeah, but because asbestos was only officially banned in 1978. So think about it. Thousands of students learning there a construction site.
Yeah.
I think that is not a good idea. I strongly urge people make wise decision. Don't go that way. This is a social cost. That's costing our future.
Yeah.
So we have to think money is very important. I agree. I'm paying a lot of property tax just like you are paying. But when we make a decision, especially for education, we need to put future impact into our consideration. Now it's the short-term money. Money can be easily made. But if we ruin our students' future, then you are guilty.
So when we're talking about like budgeting, the education for you, the education is the priority,
Yes.
no matter what.
No matter
At the end of the day, and I'm speaking for you, I guess. Our goal is to help each of the students, and whatever that price tag is, we have to figure out the appropriate price tag of what that costs.
That's right. Because those students will benefit not just their own life, they will benefit this country. Return, education is not much money-making business. It's a money-losing investment, but the return is huge.
Yeah.
We have to have this mind. If I don't mind paying extra money to support, and actually, I constantly make donation to school. For example, Memorial School, third grader and fourth graders are using the robots I donated in their multimedia center, 2 grades for years. I'm willing to invest because I strongly believe education is the future of this country. It's the future of every family. Why not invest money for the education? And if we have to, I believe there's ways to get grant from government agency, and it's possible we can get donations from our outstanding alumni,
Yeah.
and our high school graduates. For example, Michael Saber, he is donating $500,000 to EBEF. So this is many ways, but for the sake of education, let's work together.
Yeah.
Make smart decisions.
So we're talking about the future progress of students, right? And you spoke about curriculum, and you were on the committee for the curriculum. I agree with you. Curriculum is an extremely important part of how teachers execute the mission, which is educating children. That is the mission. At brass tacks, that's the mission of a school. AI. What are your opinions on the integration of AI within our school district? And when do you think it's kind of appropriate to do these things with technology in our schools?
So AI will be everywhere, even in my law practice now. Nobody can afford it. And the student access AI, ChatGPT every day. And I believe teachers are using it. East Brunswick.
Oh, the teachers are using it. They're being told to use it for lesson planning. I know this.
Yeah. And East Brunswick are proudly one step ahead of other school districts. We developed the guideline for teachers, AI guidelines, how to use it, how to monitor students' usage. And we have separate guideline, AI guideline for students. Herbert, Dr. Herbert is the pioneer teacher specialized in this one. I had him give talks in Middlesex County School Board Association meetings. I had him give talk at New Jersey School Board Association meetings because I'm the board of director for NJSBA. I have the opportunity to invite him to all those meetings to let him shine our East Brunswick's leadership. So all the feedback was huge, positive. People know, oh, that's what East Brunswick is doing. Well, follow it. So how to guide students, very important to use ChatGPT, to use AI as an assistant tool, not a cheating tool. That is very critical. So they give the teacher a very high new demand because it's new for everyone, and for most teachers, it's brand new.
Yeah.
So how to guide them through is a long-term target. We have to keep working on this AI and teaching learning relationships every day. We have to watch out what other development happening in other state, other school district, and what we can learn from those new development, and of course new technology.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe ChatGPT is how many versions now? I don't know.
Yeah, they're on version 5 now. I use it for business.
Yeah,
it's a great assistant, honestly.
So very useful for my law practice.
Yeah.
So but I don't want students must learn, must realize AI ChatGPT is a tool to help them, but they are the body to learn. Not AI learning, not ChatGPT.
Well, we don't want a robot to literally replace us, and
that's the worry
and you
I
can
have.
literally do that. I mean, the new studies from like MIT, they sent out their study right away, even though they didn't peer review it yet, to talk about the brain scans from utilization of these large language models and like skill acquisition, like how much of your brain is actually firing when you're utilizing these programs. As a parent, that's just like, and it's something my wife and I talk about a lot, like AI and how kids are going to contend with this so they don't replace their brain.
Yes, that is worry for the entire society.
Yeah.
There's the world scale worries.
Existential crisis.
People said, the first job will be eliminated by AI as a lawyer. So I'm more worried than you.
I still think we'll need some people being able to argue in court about these things. I don't know how fast this is going to happen, this AI integration.
Yeah.
I know some companies are really trying to push it to be now and not in 5 years from now. I don't know. We're really resilient as a society.
Very quick development, very quick. When I had a trial, I spent days to prepare, to refresh my brain, my memory, 2 days or 3 days. Now I use large language learning tool. It can summarize everything you need, just click.
Yeah.
So which means I don't need that many secretaries. So that's very scary. At the end of the day, we are human beings. We are the owner of this world. We need to work. We need to enjoy our life. So that I'm very worried. But this, I don't know who is control this one. Technology sometimes is good, doing good things. Sometimes it's doing bad things. This is out of my control.
Well, this is the next industrial revolution. So
yes,
this is the industrial revolution, the .com revolution. Now we are in the next, I think, Internet 2. This is the next stage of the Internet.
Yep.
And we'll see how we contend with that. But Dr. Liwu, is there anything you would like to leave everybody off with and discuss about your campaign or a message that you want to leave with?
Well, I really want this to come reunited. Let's respect each other, no matter what. Campaign, work, so play games. Treat each other in a safe way. Respect each other, not just accept each other. We are one East Brunswick. For me, I have 2 Master of Science degree. I have first Master of Science in polymer chemistry. which I did. I did a very fancy job. People are still using the catalyst I made in the lab for the petroleum refinery factories. I have second master degree for in organic chemistry, which helped me land a job with the Sharon Plow and Merck. I'm one of the major inventors for the small molecule drug Vactralis, which saved millions of people's lives. Before my medicine, there's no cure for the hepatitis C virus infection. At that time, people using the intron A to compress the virus duplication, but my medicine can kill actually the HCV virus.
Wait a minute. You made the virus you made the medicine for hepatitis C?
Yes. One of my team, one of the major inventors.
Oh, wow. Actually, I think my grandmother took that
Yeah,
because she had a bad blood transfusion when she was young,
and then got
hepatitis.
got HCV.
Yeah,
HCV,
I think it's literally that drug. I remember when she was going through the test trial.
And I got the President's Award for that invention.
Well, thank you. That helps grandma.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
You saved people's lives.
Yeah, I know you did. That's crazy. Wow.
Millions of people's lives. And then I become a lawyer. I always hold myself in highest standard. That's why, my language is not the best, but my law practice, my dignity is the highest. I was appointed by New Jersey Supreme Court as the Attorney's Ethics Committee to supervise, to monitor East Brunswick, not East Brunswick, Middlesex County, and other counties' lawyers and judges' conduct.
Yeah.
I always hold myself at the highest standard. I believe I'm the role model, not just for my own children, it's for the entire school district. And I'm part of the community. I want to contribute to it. So that's why I strongly believe I'm the best candidate for this volunteer job. Even I'm very unfortunately, I was given the position number 5, which for election purpose, which is very bad, but I still help people to make right decision, put right people to the board, because that board will spend your money, $200 million a year. That board will educate your children. That board will protect your property price. If the school is not doing well, then your property price will go down. Your lifetime investment will go down. That will be a very sad situation.
Yeah, we moved here because of school. Literally everyone I have spoken to moved here because of the school.
Yes.
And I knew about it since I was a kid.
East Brunswick does not have anything but the school. So we have to protect this
asset
and then make it better. That is another way to protect ourselves. So please vote for me. I'm the right one. I won the first election with the most vote, second election most vote, third election I was very bad position, but I won the second to the most vote. I need your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time today, Dr. Liwu. I know you're a busy man.
Thank you. We have so many other questions. We don't have time to answer. But we can always I welcome to community member anytime. If you want anything, sit down, have a cup of coffee. We can talk. I can share everything in my mind. I'm always be very honest. I never say any bad I never badmouth any other candidate. So that is not me. I'm always very straightforward. Go to the point, find a resolution. What is the best for this community, not for myself.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Okay.
Yes. Awesome. Sweet. Good.